Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to LIA Zoominar on IELTS tips and strategies with Ms. Rahmila Murtiana. We are really happy that you can join us in this Friday morning. I'm sure you will learn valuable things, valuable tips and tricks on how to tackle the challenges in IELTS. I'm sure most of you are looking forward for the valuable tips and tricks given by our speaker. Before we start the tips and tricks, we would like to welcome all of the participants who is willing to join us. I'm sure it will be a valuable experience for you. And now, to start the Zoominar, I would like to invite Mr. Muhammad Maladi, our academic officer in LIA Banjarmasin, to give a welcoming speech to you all. Mr. Maladi, the screen is yours.
Thank you, Dani. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, all. Morning. It's nice to see you all, although it is only virtual, only on the screen. And I hope everyone is doing well and healthy and ready to learn a lot today from Ms. Rahmila. Before we start, let me first have to thank some people. First of all, I would like to say thank you for Ms. Shiana Saripudin, the head of LIA Banjarmasin, for your support and for your idea to have this event today. And also my appreciation to Minit, Mila, Emma, Mr. Atin, and obviously Dani for the preparation, for the hard work, so we can make this Zoominar today. Special thanks to Ibu Rahmila for her time and energy to share her mighty talent and knowledge with all of us. I know, like Mr. Dani mentioned earlier, I know you will learn a lot today because you learn from the best. And later, if you think you need to study more on IELTS, you can always contact us in LIA, okay? Because we also have special program for IELTS. Once again, good luck for all the participants. And I believe that you will learn something today. I think that will be all from me. God bless you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. Maladi, for the welcoming speech. Now we are going to, before we start with the tips and tricks from Ms. Mila Murtiana, we are going to show you some videos. The videos are from previous IELTS test takers. They would share valuable tips, tricks, and experience as well. Although it's going to be around 1 minute or so, but I'm sure it'll be essential for you all. So let's start the video, shall we? Let's watch it.
Hi everyone, my name is Yasmin Khairunisa and I was an IELTS taker. The reason why I took IELTS at that time was because I needed for applying for scholarships and university to continue my study. The most challenging part when I took the test was in the listening part because I shared the room with around 40 to 50 people, so I really had to be attentive to the recording. So here are some tips for you who will take IELTS test in the future. For the speaking part, I recommend you to speak in front of the mirror and then record yourself so that you can evaluate your intonation and expression when you talk. And for the reading part, I suggest you to read lots of English books. And for the writing part, maybe you can write a blog or diary in English so that you can enrich your vocabulary. So that's all from me. For you guys who will take IELTS test, I really wish you good luck. And for everyone, let's enjoy today's Zoominar. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. My name is Refliza Zulfikar Ramadhani and I was an IELTS test taker. I'm sure the other videos I've already shown you valuable tips and tricks on how to take IELTS. Therefore, I'm going to tell you why you have to invest your time on taking IELTS class or learn IELTS by yourself at home. The reasons, there are three. One is money. Yeah, the second one is time, and the third one is energy. Imagine you have to retake a test simply because you don't practice enough skills for the IELTS. As you know, or maybe if you don't know, there are four skills that you have to learn in IELTS: reading, listening, speaking, and writing. All those skills cannot be mastered in 1 month or say 2 months, because you have to invest at least, I think, 4 months to get a good score, a good band in IELTS. Therefore, practice, or take IELTS class to get a good score. I think that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Casey. My name is Casey. I'm a master's student at the University of Queensland, Australia. So Hi everyone, my name is Casey.
Okay, so we have seen two videos regarding IELTS tips and tricks. So the first one is from Miss Yasmin, who is studying in, if I'm not mistaken, it's King's College London, and she is a scholarship from LPDP. And then the second one is I was the second in the second video, and I don't valuable tips and tricks, but I shared my experience of about when I took the IELTS test, and then why it is really essential to invest your time and money and energy to take IELTS class. You don't want to retake your IELTS test because it's sometimes it feels like nightmare. So anyway, so I'm sure the participants are really looking forward to hear the tips and tricks from Ms. Rahmila Murtiana. So are you planning to take IELTS test, or are you still thinking of taking IELTS test, or maybe you have already taken IELTS test but you didn't get the band score that you wanted? Maybe this Zoominar will fill the gap in your knowledge. Oh, so that's the one that I'm looking for. That will make my IELTS band score better. So I'm going to show you CV of Miss Rahmila Murtiana. So she is currently she is PhD student in Swinburne University of Technology in Australia, and right now she is also an English lecturer at Fakultas Tarbiyah dan Keguruan UIN Antasari Banjarmasin, and she is also a teacher at LIA Banjarmasin. In 2008 until 2010, she was an awardee of the ADS scholarship, and then now she has taken PhD. She's an ongoing student in Swinburne University of Technology in Australia from the scholarship of Mora 5000 Doctor Scholarship. If I'm not mistaken, is from the Kementerian Agama. So the target is to make 5,000 PhD students from Indonesia to make our country much better. Okay, without further ado, I would like to welcome Ms. Rahmila Murtiana to give the valuable tips and tricks on taking IELTS test. Ms. Rahmila, the screen is yours.
Hello everyone, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, can you hear me? Yes.
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks moderator for introducing me, and thanks Leah for inviting me to this event. Just call me Mila. I'm from Banjarmasin and in restriction stage 4, so we really have limited movement at this time. So I think this is a good chance for me to share some of my knowledge about IELTS. Firstly, I'd like to say happy anniversary for LIA. It's 61 year for LIA National. Actually, me being a teacher is longer than me being a lecturer, and so far I'm so grateful for the experience of really an awesome experience sharing the knowledge, because Leah always give me training to improve my teaching skill, and also we have a good work environments and friendship and stuff. So again, happy anniversary and good luck for all teachers and also students in LIA. Today, I'm going to share my knowledge about IELTS, what is IELTS is all about, and also some tips and or actually from Miss Yasmin's tips, those all can do for speaking and reading, and also from how.
Okay, so we're really sorry. Maybe the internet was cut off in Australia. I don't know. Maybe of the coronavirus. We don't know. So anyway, yes. So here she is right now. Okay. Yes. Yes. Here she is. Okay. So Bumila, please continue. Thank you.
What was the last part that I shared? This one? Sorry.
Tampilan pertama adalah dia sendiri. Anu, ini apa tipsnya dia tadi awal ini sih.
General
Begitu ya. Coba kita
things about IELTS. It is standardized test that we need to provide if you want to apply for universities in Australia or New Zealand or UK and other European countries. You need to provide IELTS score as the requirement to enter to university. There are two types of IELTS, general and academic. So the purpose of general IELTS is if you want to enter secondary education, such as high school, then you need to provide general IELTS. So this is basically for everyday and practical context, and also for training, or if you plan to move to another country, you can use general IELTS test. And then academic IELTS is for those who want to take undergraduate or postgraduate studies, such as Mr. Dani went to UK to pursue a master's degree, or Miss Yasmin goes to UK also to take the master's degree, or Miss Niswi. And then also you can also take academic IELTS for professional work. In this presentation, I'm going to focus on academic IELTS because this is what I think the participants here are aiming for. IELTS score range from 1 to 9. And as you can see, how IELTS is compared to score. So you can roughly compare where is your position now. For example, if your score now is 450, so your IELTS is around 5.5. And if your TOEFL is 500, then your IELTS is 6. I highlighted IELTS 6.5 here because this is what we need to achieve if you want to get accepted at universities. So the minimum score that you have to be able to achieve is 6.5. If you have scored lower than this, you might not get accepted. And also in some university, they might ask you to have 7. Depends on the university rank, and also depends on the major. So like TESOL, if you want to apply for TESOL or teaching English as a speaker of second language, you need to have IELTS 7. Like when I apply at Flinders University, the IELTS was 7. But now when I apply at Swinburne, they only require 6.5. But at University of Melbourne, because the rank is higher, then they require IELTS 7. And also in law major, I guess they require 7. But for science major, basically 6.5. Besides the score, the overall score, you also need to have minimum score of 6 for each section. I'm going to talk about each section in a minute. So in IELTS, there are 4 test sections: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. To do listening, reading, and writing, you have to sit for 2.5 hours. And for speaking, usually it will be scheduled at other time, and it will take approximately 15 minutes. I took my IELTS test in IDP Jakarta in December 2018 before I applied for university. And at the time, the written test was in the morning, and I was scheduled for speaking at 1 p.m. In the afternoon. And I think it was lucky because some other test taker took the test like late at night, because at the time there were so many test takers that wants to take IELTS. And it also surprised me because many test takers like from high school graduates, so it seems like they are going to take bachelor degree abroad. Okay, how many questions actually in each section? As you can see from this answer sheet, for listening and then for reading, we have to be able to answer 40 questions for each section. Listening usually take approximately 30 minutes, and then reading 1 hour, and writing 1 hour. Sorry, Dani, can you hear me clearly? My connection.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Because this time in the screen, my connection is unstable. Is it clear?
Yes, it's clear enough. It's clear
Okay,
enough.
great. Sorry. Okay, where was I? Oh, about the type of question. Okay, let's go. I'm going to start with listening, the tip and strategy for listening. So in the listening section, there are 4 parts. Part 1 is conversation between 2 people about everyday context. So it could be about simple thing like asking for information or booking for an accommodation, arranging travel and stuff, or registering for something. And in part 2, it is also about everyday context, but it is spoken by one person. And then in part 3, there will be a conversation between 2 until 4 people in academic context, so like maybe in university tutorial or in laboratory. And in part 4, there is a lecture or monologue about an academic subject. So if you have ever taken TOEFL, it's like a mini talk or a lecture on certain topics such as history or about scientific stuff. So it's more challenging than the first and the second section. And the type of questions that you need to answer in listening are completion or fill in the blank, and then multiple choice, true, false, not given, and matching. And then short answers, so it's like an essay question, and providing or labeling word on a map or diagram or in a process. Okay, here are the listening strategies. Okay, before you do listening, usually you will be given time to read the question. So use this time to analyze the question. Usually you will be given about 20 seconds or 30 seconds. Make sure you try to analyze the question and predict the answers. So use clues that is given over there. Certain words can be as clue that can help us to answer later on. And then while listening, I suggest that we take notes during listening because there is no way for us to remember every information that is spoken. So take notes. You can take note on the test booklet. And what I suggest to take note is some key points that refer to the question that you have analyzed previously. Or you can also write anything that you hear, but remember key points about that. And after listening, you check for your answer, and then when the speaker said, now let's go to the next section, you really have to move on to the next part. Yeah, there is no way to, it is not suggested that you stay in that part, otherwise you will miss the next part. Usually after the listening, you will have some time after all questions, after the number 40, to transfer your answer to the answer sheet. So don't write your answer in the answer sheet firstly, but after everything finished, and then you will have some time to transfer that. Okay, this is the sample questions. I would like to, can you see it? Okay, so like I have previously explained, when we look at this question, we try to predict what kind of answer that we write in there. So at a quick look, we know that the topic of this conversation is about library, and we try to guess. So this is probably something related with how to be a library member. And then read the instruction carefully. You should provide no more than 3 words. It means if you answer right, then 3 words, it is considered wrong. And then you also can write number here. So if you guess, so these are some clues that can help you. So registration, we try to connect with our knowledge, what kind of things that usually we that we should bring if we want to register to be a library member. And then here also for number 2, the same thing, number 1 and 2. For number 3, the clue here is cost. So we must write number here. And also number 4, number 5, this is related with numbers. So we try to predict how much, for example, for number 3 and for number 5, how much. And then the number 6, the clue is hours. So we also will provide number here. So in writing the numbers, you can write it in form of numbers, so just the number, or in words, but as long as it's not more than 3 words, because the instruction here said write no more than 3 words. Okay, what else? Number 7, all things. Okay, because the clue here talking about papers, magazine. Okay, we try to guess. It must be something that an item or things that we can borrow from the library. And for number 9, this is names. And number 10, the clue here is evening. So what is something related with evening? So it must be about time. Let me say, wait. I'm trying to share the listening practice, but hold on, whether I can share my other screen. Danny, can you hear me clearly? My internet connection is unstable again.
Yes, it's good enough. It's good enough, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to share. Wait.
For the other participants, should you have any question, do not hesitate to ask, but please send your question in the chat room of the Zoom. We will choose the questions, and that's why the question is only limited until around 11 o'clock. So make sure you send your question before that time, and then Ms. Rahmila Murtiana will answer. Okay, Ms. Rahmila, you can continue. Thank you.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, Jacob 1 College Downlands Road. Okay.
Okay, we tried a little exercise here for the participants, so you not get bored listening to me all the time. I'm trying to play the audios, the strategy that I give you. Try to predict what kind of answer that you should write here. Okay, and then what is the topic or something related with shipping. Okay, and then number 1. Okay, name. Number 2, address. So if you have a piece of paper near you, can you grab it? And later, please, you can write your answer in the chat box. How to share the audio, Danny? Let me know. Wait, I need to find the things.
So we're going to play the audio from here. So
can you do it?
Yes. Yeah.
Good.
So our team will try, because perhaps there will, if you play your audio from there might be a problem, for example, with the internet, and then the participants might have problem listening to it. That will distract them.
Thank you.
Maybe we can, so you can share the screen, and then we can share the audio from here. So give us around 2 minutes.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, it's still the same. So the listening for Jacob, address to be collected from, and so on. Or perhaps if you want to start.
There are 8. Yeah. There are eight items here. Okay, I scroll down. So 8 numbers. Try to do 8 numbers. Yeah, you got the idea? Huh? The clue?
Okay, so while we are waiting for the audio to be played,
Let me
I
try
would
mine.
also. Yes, yes, that's
Can
right.
I try mine? Let me try first.
Yes,
Wait.
yes, please, yes, please.
Let me try. I hope it works. Wait. Wait. Hmm.
Box.
Can you hear?
A container back home to Kenya from the UK.
Yes, of course.
You will hear a telephone conversation.
Okay, so I think we lost connection again with Ms. Rahmila. While we are waiting, maybe I can share some of the ideas of the listening test in IELTS. Compared to if you have taken TOEFL test, compared to TOEFL test, IELTS tests are usually they are coming in sequence. So after this idea, and then you will have the second one, and then the third one, and the next one. So it is recommended if you answer during the listening instead of waiting for the listening to finish, because you will lose lots of information. And also as Ms. Mila has already mentioned, if the question consists of, for example, 2 blanks, so you have to fill in 2 blanks. You cannot fill for example 3 blanks. Or if they demand the answer to be for example numbers, so you have to fill numbers. You cannot fill with letters. So those are what I received from my experience in taking IELTS. Let's see if Wumila has returned. Okay, so she's back. Wumila, are you there? Yes.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think the internet connection. It's kind of
Yeah.
windy today. I don't know.
Okay. Too bad. Miss Windy is here, so.
It's here. Melbourne is very windy. So
Okay. So
maybe it affects
so,
the Wi-Fi connection.
yes,
So
yes,
now
yes.
it's 13 degrees. Uh,
So what's the season there? Is it summer,
Spring.
winter, autumn, spring?
Spring. It's the beginning of
Spring.
spring, but it's still
Mm-hmm.
cold sometimes.
I see.
Okay,
So
let me try my audio again. Can you see my screen?
I can see it, but I'm not sure about the audio. Maybe you can start, and we'll let you know if there's something wrong with the audio.
I tried to play mine. Wait,
You will hear a telephone conversation between a customer and an agent
hear?
at a company which ships large boxes overseas.
Good morning, Packham's shipping agents.
Can you hear the sound that I play, or Danny?
Yes, we do, ma'am. Yes, we do, ma'am. Go on.
Okay, just continue.
Yes. it wasn't from Leah, right? Was it from Leah? Okay, so it was from you, ma'am. Yeah, let's move on.
It's from me.
Can I help
But
you?
can you hear
Oh,
it clearly?
yes. I'm
Yeah?
wanting to make inquiries
Okay.
about sending a large box.
You will hear a telephone conversation between a customer and an agent at a company which ships large boxes overseas.
Good morning. Packham's shipping agents. Can I help you?
Oh, yes. I'm ringing to make inquiries about sending a large box, a container, back home to Kenya from the UK.
Yes, of course. Would you like me to try and find some quotations for you?
Yes, that'd be great. Thank you.
Well, first of all, I need a few details from you.
Fine.
Can I take your name?
It's Jacob M. Kelly.
Can you spell your surname? M for mother?
Yes,
Thank you. And you say that you will be sending the box to Kenya.
that's right.
And where would you like the box picked up from?
From college, if possible.
Yes, of course. I'll take down the address now.
It's Westall College.
Is that Westall?
Yes, college. It's Downlands Road in Bristol.
Oh, yes, I know it. And the postcode?
It's BS8 9PU.
Right. And I need to know the...
Meters long,
Right.
0.75 meters wide,
Okay.
and it's 0.5 meters high or deep.
Great. So I'll calculate the volume in a moment and get some quotes for that. But first, can you tell me, very generally, what will be in the box?
Yes, there's mostly clothes,
Okay.
and there's some books.
Okay, good. Anything else?
Yes, there's also some toys.
Okay, and what is the total value, do you think, of the contents?
Well, the main costs are the clothes and the books. They'll be about £1,500. But then the toys are about another 200. So I'd put down £1,700.
Okay. That's all. Danny, can you hear me?
Well, some of the audio wasn't really clear in the middle.
Yeah. Sorry.
Especially on the important parts.
Okay.
Perhaps our team here can replay again the audio, or would you like just move on with the answers and so on? What do you think, Bumila?
So we play one more time?
Depending on you,
Yeah,
we
sure.
might consider replaying the audio again.
Can you-
We'll see what we can do.
Yeah. Can
Our
you play?
team
Yeah.
our team in LIA will try to play it.
Okay. Thank you.
Good morning. Packham's shipping agents. Can I help you?
Oh, yes. I'm ringing to make inquiries about sending a large box, a container, back home to Kenya from the UK.
Yes, of course. Would you like me to try and find some quotations for you?
Yes, that'd be great. Thank you.
Well, first of all, I need a few details from you.
Fine.
Can I take your name?
It's Jacob Mkere.
Can you spell your surname, please?
Yes, it's Mkere.
Is that M for mother?
Yes.
Thank you.
Is it clear?
And you say that you will be sending the box to Kenya.
That's right.
And where would you like the box picked up from?
From college, if possible.
Yes, of course. I'll take down the address now.
It's Westall College.
Is that Westall?
Yes, college.
Westall College. And where's that?
It's Downlands Road in Bristol.
Oh, yes, I know it. And the postcode?
It's BS8 9PU.
Right. And I need to know the size.
Yes, I've measured it carefully and it's 1.5 meters long,
Right.
0.75 meters wide,
Okay.
and it's 0.5 meters high or deep.
Great. So I'll calculate the volume in a moment and get some quotes for that. But first, can you tell me, very generally, what will be in the box?
Yes, there's mostly clothes
Okay.
and there's some books.
Okay, good. Anything else?
Yes, there's also some toys.
Okay, and what is the total value, do you think, of the contents?
Well, the main costs are the clothes and the books. They'll be about £1,500. But then the toys are about another 200. So I put down £1,700.
Thank you. It's all good?
Yes, ma'am. So I'm sure we can discuss the answers now.
The answer?
Mhm.
My internet connection is unstable again.
Are we ready to? Okay. So I can see that the network bandwidth is low. Okay, so shall we continue, ma'am? Hello.
Hello?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Shall we continue with the discussions of the answers of the
Yes.
listening part? Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyone? Can anyone write the answer on the chat box, or maybe somebody can unmute and answer? But you need to have it written down. So like number one. What's your answer for one? Sorry, Danny, can you hear me clearly now?
Not really clearly. But some of the
Maybe,
participants have already started
maybe I need
answering.
to stop my video. Wait,
Yes.
if I stop the video, can you hear me clearly?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me try without putting up my stuff.
So for the other participants, if you would like to answer, maybe you can write down the number only. For example, if for number one, we have already got the name Jacob. So maybe what would you write on number one, as it's only one word, for example, or what's number two and what's number three? You can start answering now,
Yeah.
and we shall discuss later.
Thank you. I saw some words here for number two, for number one. Number one is Jacob M. Kere. Okay, M. Kere, whatever it is. Number, I bet Westall is for number two. Number six, some books. Thank you for those who answer. Oh, and how about the others? The postcode. Did you get the postcode? And also box and the heights of the box. Okay. The price. Let's see. Yeah, number one is, let me show you the key. Wait, I'll share this with you later. So this is the answer for number one. Number two, you got correct. Okay, Westall, that's from, if I'm not mistaken, Fitra answer this, and then Kerry, and then this is the postcode. So maybe we expect that the postcode is similar like in Indonesia. So numbers, but in UK, is it correct, Danny, that in UK
yes,
numbers is combination between letters in UK myself?
Yes,
So
if you see that BS means Bristol, BS means Bristol. Yes. So it depends, depends on the city.
Okay. And then for number four, something new that you might learn here is the way they say the word O or zero. What did they say? He said, wait, not? Is that the way British people said that?
Yes. Usually it's in football match, usually they say that the word, yes, not.
Not, yeah, not. Actually, we commonly say zero or
we say zero or nil.
0.75. So just write the numbers there. So either answer is correct if it is less than 3. Some books, some okay. And the toys, and here is the price, yeah, the total estimate price for that. Okay. Let me go back.
So
to
good job for everyone who managed to answer correctly.
Yeah, thank you for responding. Now we go back to my slide. Okay, more listening tip to really pay attention sometimes is little things, so, such as spelling. We often take this for granted, but make sure when you write down the words, spell the word correctly, because one incorrect letter, it might be marked as a wrong answer, and even as singular and plural. So if the question asks you to write something in plural, make sure you don't miss the S. And also numbers, be careful with numbers, especially in prices, because in Indonesia, we tend to use it differently. We use point instead of comma if we want to write, let's say 1,700. In Indonesia, we write with point, but actually in English, we should use a comma. In English, if we use point, this is actually to separate cents, and we don't have that in Indonesia. And then also the spelling, I myself have to admit that I'm not very good at this. When I listen to people spell well, especially, so my brain sometimes thinking in Indonesia, but this is something in English, so it makes sometimes E or A, so we need to practice this. And then what we hear sometimes is not the same from what is written, so we try to find similar words or speaker are using British or Australian accents, we try to get this accent, but Indian accent. So just make sure that we don't get what is it? Only American, but we try to expose ourselves with different kind of accent. And then my tips also try to answer all question in the first or in the beginning two section correctly, because that's the easiest compared to other part. The other two parts, because it is in academic context, it is more challenging. So try to get at least the first section correct. Okay, we've looked at listening. Now we move on to reading. So reading items, just like listening, there are 40 questions and you need to answer in 1 hour. The type of questions are pretty much similar with listening. So there will be true, false, or yes, no. Sometimes yes, no, and not given. And we may write the word yes, or we also may write only y or n or ng for not given. And then multiple choice, flowchart completion, summary completion. It means in the text there is a long text, and then in the answer sheet, and then in the question there will be like 1 paragraph of summary, and we should fill in the blank, fill in the missing words based on the text that we hear or that we read. And then matching. This is usually for me. This is the longest time to do, because in matching we have to find the heading or the topic of certain paragraph. So the reading strategies, the simple thing from me, we usually start from a more familiar text. Which one that you think you are familiar. So sometimes it depends on your background. If you have a background in science, probably then it is easier to understand or comprehend the text that is related with science. But if you have background in social studies or in psychology, so if you find that kind of text, it's easier for you. So start from a more familiar text. Again, there are three long texts. So you don't have to start from text 1, but take a look at those 3 and which topic do you think are that you are more familiar. And also start from the easier type of questions. Some people might choose multiple choice or true false, but it's not always easy, because sometimes we need to compare between the options. To me, I prefer to do the completion first, because it's easier to locate in the answer from the text. And then what we should do in reading, we read the question first and try to find the keywords. Yeah, the keywords here is usually we can find the keywords. Let's say it can be someone's name or a place, or it is a noun or a verb in that questions. And I like to underline or circle the words. And after that, I will go to the text. I read and scan. This is the technique in reading. Scanning the text means looking at the text quickly and try to find similar words with the questions. So that's how we do in reading, that us to provide specific information, usually in filling blank or incompletion. Okay, look, we try to find the keywords here. This is the sample. So I try to find an example of text. Actually, this is longer, but this is just like part of the text. So if we look at the question, what are the keywords? We can look at the word laboratory, and then, okay, substance. It doesn't matter if we are not familiar with this text, with this, maybe this is knowledge about science or something, but we try to get, okay, laboratory, and then titanium, gold, and then we try to find similar words from the text. So we compare here, laboratory, and then, okay, over here there is the same word, titanium, also the same word. And then we try to complete this text, this sentence. What would be the answer? Would you like to, oh, sorry. Let's trouble again. Can you hear me, Danny?
Yes, ma'am, loud and clear.
Okay, sorry.
Are you sharing the?
Here. Okay.
So okay. Mm-hmm.
What would be the answer for this? What word? Wait.
On my screen, yeah, okay, so there. Mm-hmm. We can see the screen now, ma'am.
Can you see? Okay. So in this, can you hear me, Danny and everyone?
Yes, ma'am, loud and
the
clear.
Screen?
The screen,
Okay.
text a super hard metal. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your voice is sort of like not clear to me. That's why I'm.
Okay. Okay.
So the trouble is at myself. Okay. Hopefully this is good. Okay. The answer for this is you might choose this one. Okay, melting. But again, the answer is not melting, but melted. So a super hard metal has been made in laboratory by blah, blah, blah. So this is the hardest. So in the question and text, usually there is like a change form between passive and active sentence. So that's what we have to know as well. So that's how we try to find the keywords from the text. And then here, this is the sample of multiple choice questions. So we look at the question first, the word not, and we try to find the words, and then that here also the keywords, and then quakes of magnitude, and we try to find the words from the text that similar. It's nothing from the beginning of the text, but we find the word not and then that almost at the end of the paragraph. So the answer must be around here. And then we look at the answer again here. Good planning and preparation. We try to compare with the text. There is a word preparation. Okay, so this is included here. And then we find the word emergency. Okay, this is in the question. And then another word here is about buildings. So the answer for this question that is not the reason why that related with quakes is B. So that's how we try to scan the question. Okay, wait. I'm trying to show you other part of reading, but I'm not sure. Sorry. Okay. Now some more on reading. Wait. Okay, we have to try to use the time effectively. So we don't need to understand the whole content of the text. Sometimes the questions, the answer of certain question are not always in the first and second paragraph, but maybe it appears in the third paragraph. So what we need to try to do is finding the keywords from the question and then match with the keywords in the text. Remember, the time is 60 minutes. So try to allocate your time, 20 minutes for each text, ideally. But again, it depends on the type of text. Sometimes we spend longer in particular text and shorter in particular text. So again, it depends, but you need to manage your time. So you will be able to answer 40 questions at the end of 1 hour. And then like the example, in my first example, we try to recognize active and passive sentence construction. Because what we read in the text and what is written in the question is not exactly the same, but similar in meaning. So it's kind of like paraphrasing. And also, we should know the word formation, like noun, verb, or adjective, or adverb, because in the question it might be a noun or verb, but then in the text it is written as another form of words. And then in scanning, we need to go back and forth. And as Danny mentioned earlier, sometimes the questions are not in order. So in listening and also in reading, so then get surprised. In TOEFL, it is pretty much in order, but in scan, so scan your eyes quickly, go back and go down, back and forth to find or locate the correct answer, to find the correct answers. Okay, be careful with yes, no, or true, false, and not given. Can you hear me, Danny?
Yes, loud and clear.
Because it's like there is a what is it, a warning again on my computer. It said internet unstable. Okay.
This time it's much better, man.
Okay. Okay. Be careful with yes, no, and not given. When I undertook IELTS training in Jakarta before I left for Melbourne, my IELTS tutor shared a secret that if you found this part of question, make sure that your answer should consist of these 3 answers. So true, false, or yes, no, and not given. If your answer only yes or no or not given, and you are missing one of these, it means there must be something wrong, because the answer must be combination between these 3 answers. All right. Okay, the next part is writing, but I guess I'm going to give some time for moderator first before we go on to the next 2 parts.
Okay, so thank you for the explanation so far. What is it? We already got the listening part, and we also got the reading part so far. So we will upload an example of the listening part later on LIA Instagram. So sometime around today, we are going to give the quizzes of listening. So maybe you can join our LIA Instagram. So it's LIA_Banjarmasin. So make sure you follow, and then there will be some listening quizzes, and there will also be it will also be in the one that Bumila has already mentioned. It is either British accent or Australian accent. As we know, because we watch Hollywood a lot, so we are familiar with American accent. So now, right now we are going to give quizzes. So you might get a souvenir if you manage to be on top of the table at the end of the quiz. So I'm going to share the quiz in the chat room in Zoom. So bear with me a second. I will send it. I will send the link now. There will be around 20 questions already prepared regarding tenses. Bumila has already mentioned about tenses in the explanation. So bear with me a second. I'm going to share the link to you. See just check on your chat screen there, so you can join. I'm going to share. Just a second. Screen sharingnya bolehlah deactivate. Meeting setting. Aku aja gini. Udah ada. I can do it. Can do it. Okay. There. There you go. As you see, I'm sharing my screen now, and so far I have 2 already. Maybe if I can get around 10, we can start. So far, Kusuma Anugrahanti, and then Fitra, and then M. Asa Damario. So, what are you waiting for? I'm going to wait until 10. 4 so far. I have Siti Rahmatiara Dwi. And then Zal Khaidir. I have 5 so far. So come on. So if you got 10 or at least 7, I like 7. 7 would be nice. We can start the quizzes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 so far. I'll start in 7. 8, okay. I think I should start now. 9 and 9. Should we start? Should we start at 9? Okay, 10. Okay, let's go. Make sure you minimize your Zoom, stay on your browser. The questions and the answers will be available on your browser. Good luck. Okay, so we are going to end the quizzes in around 2 minutes. So make sure you finish before that. I will end the game. So in 2 minutes we are going to see the end of the scoring and see who's the winner. So how many winners are we going to choose? We are going to choose the top three from here. So far we have Trianita, Aulia, and Bobisha. Perhaps in 2 minutes, there will be another winner. I don't know. So for Trianita, Aulia, and Bobisha, keep your fingers crossed, and let's hope that no one will get into the top three. So okay, so we have 1 more minute, and I will see. So I have RN. RN is almost finished. So maybe RN will go to the top. We have lots right now. I have 25. Okay. So I'm going to end in 30 seconds. Keep your fingers crossed. Ah, RN is kicking to the top. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I'll see. Okay. So I'll end the game now. I hope that everyone has finished. Okay. Nope, nope, nope. Too bad. I can see that Agus Fitriana can. Okay. So it's moving up. No one's moving up. So here I'll press the end button, and here is the winner. And there you go. So this is the winner. So congratulations to Aulia, Trianita, and Bobisha. We will contact you after the seminar. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen. There's nothing to see here now. So we are going to continue to Miss Rahmila Murtiana. Miss Rahmila, are you there? Okay, so she's going to continue. For the next session will be about, what is it? Speaking and, oh my God, writing. The scariest part, I think. Miss Rahmila, the screen is yours.
All right, thank you. Rita, can you hear me? Oops.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
can't hear you.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Sorry, I can
Yes,
hear
all
you,
good.
but you can't hear me.
All good.
All right.
Yes, sorry.
So we have learned so far. We have learned so far about listening and reading. Now we move on to the next two sections, writing and speaking. Okay, in writing section, there are two tasks that we have to do in 60 minutes. So similar to reading, it is 60 minutes, and writing also 60 minutes. Task one is writing about graphs or diagram, and you have to write for 150 words. And task two is an opinion essays. We have to write for 250 words. So this is the example of task one. The graph can be bar chart like this, or pie chart, or line graphs. Sometimes there is a picture of a process, like how something happened or how something is made. So make sure that we recognize all this kind of these graphs. And then what you have to do here is you need to describe what is in the picture. So this is the questions in the box. The chart below shows the result of the survey about people's coffee and tea buying and drinking habits in 5 Australian cities. And what you should do is you should summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparison. And then these are some strategies to do task 1. What I would do usually is I will
Hello. Sorry. Maybe something wrong with the internet again, and I cannot find Bumila right now. And also I'm missing the last part of the explanation so far. So anyway, so I remember the explanation was about writing. So she's back now. Welcome, Bumila. Let's see. I need to find her. I need to find her. I need to make sure that she's back online. Bumila, are you there?
sorry. I
Yes.
checked my laptop and I saw that the Wi-Fi was disconnected.
Oh no.
So, and then I tried to reconnect and connect, and then it works. So, you know, if I use the Wi-Fi in university, then I think it would be faster. But because I'm living in a share house, so it's kind of, you know, slow. But
a bit
universities,
slower.
I'm go to universities. So sorry, but yeah.
Perhaps
Right.
your roommate is watching Korean drama. That's why the internet isn't that
How do you
fast.
know that?
I don't know. I don't know. Perhaps. Yes, I'm actually
I don't
looking
have
forward with this one, ma'am, for the writing part because I'm really struggling with this part.
Yeah. Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, coffee and tea buying and drinking habits in 5 cities in Australia.
Okay. Let me put the whole screen. All right. So here, what I was sharing, this. So you try to find the keywords, and then try your writing by paraphrasing the question. So you begin your writing by paraphrasing the questions. So if the question here is about this is the question, I mean, this is the instruction summarized and the statement above. So you need to paraphrase that, or you can also use the keywords here. So it's like tea, coffee, and then 5 cities, Australia. Maybe you will not use the word people. You will use the word residents here or citizens. So you try to like play around with words, and you will not use the word show in your writing, but you use other words such as displays or this, because this chart is a bar chart, and we can say this bar chart displays or provide information about how people or how the citizen in 5 cities in Australia buy tea and coffee in the last 4 weeks. So things like that. So we try to paraphrase. So don't copy the statement or the question there. And then, so you begin with paraphrasing as the first sentence. After summarize the general trend, because the instruction is you have to summarize. It means you need to give an overview about the information that you see from the chart. And then you continue with describing the details. Here, you can use the percentage or the numbers that you see from the picture and compare them. Another strategy is try to use appropriate tenses, because we talk about data here. So commonly we will use simple present tense, but we can also use past tense if we use a certain point of time in the past. So if, for example, you want to make sentence using last 4 weeks, then we need to use simple past tense. But also try to use other types of tenses, such as present perfect, if you want to explain the connection between what happened in the past. Okay, one thing that we need to remember in task 1 is you don't give your opinion, you don't give your solution, and no imagination. So it means that everything you write should be based on what you see. So because task 1 is about writing about fact or data. Okay, this is the sample answer. So I'm not going to ask you to write, but this is the sample answer from the task. And we see here how the statement or the question has been paraphrased into different ways. So the beginning of the sentence, it said the bar chart details drinking habit in 5 Australian cities as they relate to coffee and tea over the last 4 weeks. So this is paraphrasing the statement of the question. And then the second sentence is actually summarize the general trend. So usually we try to what is seen in the graph. So in this case, between 5 cities in Australia, and if we see again the graph, sorry, we see that Adelaide has the lowest percentage compared to others. So this is only one way. There are plenty of other ways to write this, how we summarize. Remember, when you write about the graph, don't explain cities per city. Just like you will explain Sydney, and then you will explain Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide, and Hobart. No, you have to compare. So use percentage. So that's how we begin our detailed explanation. So if you see from paragraph 2, this is how we describe the details. So we start from the highest percentage, which is Melbourne and Hobart. So see here, and then go until the lowest percentage. So in task 3, if you see, there is no conclusion. So everything we graphs to us. But sometimes there are also conclusion, like restatement of the first sentence that we write before, just sometimes to add the word count. Okay, and then in writing, this is opinion essay. It could be like agree or disagree about a statement. It could also be cause effect or problem solution. So again, you need to read the instruction carefully. What should you do with the statement? So this is the statement: a person with nowadays seems to be judged according to social status and material position, and so on and so on. And the question is, to what extent do you agree or disagree with this opinion? So this is the instruction. It means you have to state about this issue, and you have to write at least 250 words. Okay, the strategies for writing task 1 is I would make an outline first before I write. So I can't write immediately, like writing sentences now. Usually I brainstorm ideas like what would be related with that topic. So jot down any words that is related with that and some key points because it will be helpful later when you develop your sentences. And then you need to structure your writing into introduction, body paragraphs, and conclusion. Commonly in task 2, we write 4 paragraphs. In task 1, we may write 2 paragraphs or 3. It doesn't really matter as long as you have paragraphs. And then in task 2, introductory paragraph is 1 paragraph, and then 2 body paragraphs and 1 short conclusion. So that's how we structure our writing. In introduction, we can give a kind of like general background at the beginning of our paragraph, and then after that we state our position. So like 2 sentences in 1 introduction or 3 sentences. And then in body paragraph, this is where we give our supporting arguments why, for example, we agree or disagree about that case, and provide enough example to support our arguments. And then okay, this is the sample answer from the previous task. So the topic was about social status and material position. Remember again, you need to paraphrase and you need to use your own words. So paragraph 1 is the introduction. This is the position. So we can say, I do not think this is true. It means that I do not agree with the statement. They are stated this is true, but you really have to put your position. And the following paragraphs will explain or will give arguments why you think this is not true. With some examples from celebrities, the way they live, and then also in the third paragraph or in the second body paragraph, this is how we give example from daily life. And finally, conclusion. This is like repeating what we have been writing in the introduction. Okay. Oh, I forgot to tell about how reading and listening are marked. Okay, the answer are marked. That score, but in writing, how do the marker or the examiner give score for your writing? There are 4 areas that they will look at. First is task achievement. Task achievement means whether you meet the questions, whether what you have been writing is related or not with the questions, and you also develop a clear idea. And then coherence and cohesion. This is related with your the flow of your sentences. So paragraphing is very important here. Make sure that and also try to use linking words or transitional words. In the previous example, we see some linking words such as nevertheless, and then here in the second, like ultimately, what else in some ways. So try to use this to make your sentence flow. In conclusion, for example, we say in conclusion, to sum up, to conclude. So try to use this kind of expression in your writing to achieve coherence and cohesion. And then lexical resource, this is related to the vocabulary that you use. So try to use variety of words, choice, and also grammatical range and accuracy. Make sure your grammar is correct. And if you use like high level grammar, then you will get a chance of. Can you hear? Sorry. You will get a chance of having a higher score. And then general tips for both writing. How should we approach writing task? It's up to you which one is easier. Writing task 2, because commonly writing opinion is easier than writing about graphs. So again, it depends on which one that you think is easier for you. But make sure you set the timing. Spend 20 minutes for task 1 and 40 minutes for task 2. For 40 minutes for task 2, spend like a few minutes, like 5 minutes at the beginning to brainstorm or make outline, and like the rest, like 5 minutes before the time, you need to check again, and check and recheck your writing in terms of spelling or maybe some grammar structure. So use the time for correcting the mistake that maybe we don't realize when we write. And then remember, don't copy the question or the statement in the text. There's no way you do that, because if you do that, then you will not get high scores. So you need to paraphrase or use your own words. Because this is an academic text, try to use formal text, so do not use contraction. Contraction is like when we write do not become don't, no, make it 2 words, or doesn't become does not, so we have to make it 2 words, so do not use contraction. And use academic vocabulary. In LIA, I remember we used to, when we teach Oxford, using Oxford books, like high intermediate levels, there is always a list of academic words at the end of each lesson. So those actually the way we try to learn academic vocabulary, from the reading and also from the listening. Try to mix your sentence between simple sentence and complex sentence. Simple sentence is a sentence that only consists of subject, verb, object, and complex sentence consists of clauses, maybe adjective clause. So it's more or less like dependent clause and independent clause. So or too complex, so because you have to mix, so to use variety of sentence. Okay, this is also my tips. Count your words after 1 paragraph. So let's say you finish writing 1 paragraph, start counting. Because in that way you can estimate the word. Task 1 is 150 and task 2 is 250. Make sure we achieve that word count. If you cannot achieve that word count, it is very unlikely that you will achieve high score. So at least we will achieve from task achievement that we meet the minimum required word. If you can write more than that, that's fine. That's even better. Okay, maybe this is simple things. Make sure your handwriting is readable. You don't have to write really beautifully, but make sure that your handwriting is easy to understand by the examiner. Because later the examiner, they are not going, we're not going to try to give them headaches because of, and that's why it is suggested that you use, what is it, pencil when we write, so we can erase and try to make it readable. All right, so this is the last part of the test section, so speaking. In speaking, there are 3 parts. Part 1 is about daily topics. So basically, it's just question from the examiner, and we provide short answer. The topic can be as simple as our occupation or our house, like that. Or do you work or do you study? And then other things like hobbies or food or movies. So it's a simple thing about daily topics. And then in part 2, you are given a task card. and you have to talk about 2 minutes about what is written in the historical or tourism places, and then part 3 will be a follow-up question based on that topic, but with more challenging answer, because we need to like making question, and usually we will provide longer answer than part 1. I will just give the example of task card for part 2. So in part 2, there we talk about, and what you talk in 2 minutes must include all of this. So the topic here is about present or gift, and you have to describe what is it, and who gave it to you, and why you were given. But use past tense, so it means we have to when we talk later, we have to use past tense because we describe something that we have ever experienced in the past. Okay, for this task, I think I'm going to have some volunteer to do this. Are you there? Hello, Danny, can you hear me?
I can't really hear you, ma'am. I don't know. Yes.
What about my
Hello. Can you say?
Was it clear?
I think I lost
It's on and off.
your.
Is it on and off?
I think I
or-
lost your audio around 30 seconds or so.
Oh wait,
Hello.
too bad. Which part? Hello? No, I can't hear you at all. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
I hit this. Oh, thanks, Henny. Would you like to try to do this? To do
Well,
the speaking part? Danny, are you ready?
I was disconnected. I don't know. Okay, so, okay. So, anyone wants to do the IELTS speaking part, or should it be me? Anyone interested? It would be a valuable experience. Just let me know. I'll give around say 15 seconds, 30 seconds. We're going to wait. If
Oh,
not,
by
it's
the
going to be
way,
miss. Good.
yeah, by the way, yeah. My internet connection is unstable. So usually before we talk, we will be given 1 minute, right, Danny? 1 minute to prepare for this talk. So we can write down any idea on a piece of paper. So what things that we are going to talk. So use that 1 minute to prepare.
And also, if I'm not mistaken, the proctor will ask permission to record the conversation. Am I right, ma'am?
Yeah, that's true.
They will ask permission. So this conversation will be recorded, and then they will start. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. Let me see. I don't know if anyone's interested in doing the speaking. Is it going to be me again to do the?
Why don't you give an example? Give an example like how.
Oh, we have.
Or
We have
otherwise, they have to go to LIA and
have.
practice, yeah, and then IELTS.
Oh no! Oh no! I'm going to check. So there's Mr. Aldi, and I also have suggestion, Mr. Aldi to do, or Miss Emma, and I also have. Why should we try? I have my colleague here, Fitra Ramadhani. Are you interested in doing it? Yes, hello?
Yeah, sure. He's my colleague too.
Okay.
Yes, yes, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and then okay, so we have two. One is Fitra and the other one is Miss Nelly Agustini. We have two finally. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Let's go for the first speaker.
So who's the first speaker? To me?
You will be the first speaker, Mr. Fitra.
Okay.
Miss Mila will start the
question. Okay. Should I start now? Hello? Should I start now?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. It's supposed to be a discourse between two, but you can start now.
Okay. Should I read the question first?
No.
Silent. Okay.
No, that's Indonesian style. No, just go start.
Again, through his present goes on. Okay.
I'm going to. How long? Wait, hold on. I'm going to.
Count the time.
Yeah, like how long are you talking?
Yeah.
Ready? Start.
Okay. Start now. Okay. I had a present that was given. It was a watch, a hand watch, and then it was black. So they described to describe the color and things. It was black and it's quite heavy and but it's good. And then it was absolutely. It was my wife that gave me the kind of gift, the watch, and then I was given by my wife because I had a birthday. Okay, and then I like it so much because because my wife chose it for me, and then I think that it she chose the right thing for me, so something like that. So I think it's very good. And then you know what I like of watch, so I like it so much. Is it like that? So okay, need more time. Okay, finish.
You don't say finish. It's up to
Yes,
you.
Bismillah. What do you think?
Just finish. Okay, that's it.
Okay. Your time is 1 minute. 1 minute 10 seconds. 1 minute 10 seconds, including the word you say finish. Is that finish? No. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Less than 2 minutes. Okay, but nice try. Thank you. I really appreciate it. You're willing to volunteer this task. Thank you so much.
And the second speaker will be Miss Nelly. Let's see if she's still interested. Miss Nelly Agustini.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
let's go.
So
Miss Mila will start the timer.
Okay, so I just have to tell about something about a thing
The,
or what?
yes, the question is on the screen. What kind of present or gift it was? Who gave it to you? Why you were given it?
Oh, yeah, wait.
It's on the
I will
screen.
check. Oh yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
So a present or gift. I the gift is wait. I was thinking. I'm thinking. It
Yes, that's
was
because normally it's 1 minute.
the gift was uh can you give me a chance to I still need time to think. I don't remember the gift. Okay, I'm blank. Can you ask Miss Fitra maybe first? Sorry.
Okay,
I'll
Miss
go.
again.
Actually, you have been given time 1 minute before to prepare. So when the time starts, you really need to talk. Do you have ideas already?
While we are waiting for Miss Nelly to prepare her speaking task, is there any more suggestion from you, Miss Mila, regarding the
Okay.
speaking part?
Okay, here we go. Let me. So, this is how your speaking is scored. It means when you talk, you really need to show smooth, fluent between about what you're talking about, and coherence. It means it should be related with the questions. So like in task 2, you need to talk about gift. For example, you need to cover everything that is written here. You cannot miss one single thing. So you need to explain what kind of gift it was. So Petra, what is it? The color, but you need to explore more. You need to elaborate more. Maybe like how much it is or what is the brand. So you really need to elaborate because you need to meet 2 minutes time. And then he also include who give it to him, which is his wife, and why you were giving it. So in what occasion? In birthday, okay. In terms of coherence, it is related. But then in fluency, there are still lots of repetition. So I'm going to talk about that tips later. And then lexical resources means vocabulary. So make sure you use variety of words in your talk, because if you can use variety of words, moreover, get a chance to get higher score. And then vary your grammar. Firstly, make sure your grammar is correct, and use variety of grammar if you want to hit a high score in speaking. And pronunciation. Okay, you don't have what is it? You don't have to sound British or to have a trace of our first language. Maybe we sound like Banjarmasin or Japanese or Indonesian is perfectly okay, as long as you can speak with clear pronunciation and correct intonation, and what is it? It doesn't cause misunderstanding. So that's how we try to hit high score in speaking.
I think Miss Nelly is ready now.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I will try.
Yes.
Now let's see. The gift. Yes, can I start now?
Yes,
The
sure.
gift. Thank you. The gift was a shirt, and the colors were red and gray. It was given by my husband for my birthday, and I like it because it was nice and also expensive and comfortable to wear. The price was about, if I'm not mistaken, about 500,000 rupiahs, and we bought it in Lima Cahaya department store. My husband asked me to choose by myself, so I chose that one because I like the color and also the cotton. I like the material. What else? How much time did I spend? Less than 1 minute. And I think that's all.
Okay, nice try. Thank
Sorry.
you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for volunteering. All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Anyway, in case the other participants are curious, what will happen if we talk more than 2 minutes?
Oh, okay. Oh, usually the test exam the examiner will kind of stop you.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Yeah.
that was the one that happened to me the last time
You
I
talk
took
too
the
much?
IELTS test. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because my friend suggest me that there is a words per minute that is usually also considered
Yeah.
as part of the fluency. So that's why I try to give as much as information available regarding the question. So I keep talking, and then at the end the proctor just show his hand like this, and then okay, I will stop you there. It's already 2 minutes. Thank you very much, he said.
Yeah, that's very true. But just like from Yasmin tips at the beginning, actually she suggested us to record ourselves. That is a very IELTS teacher told us. So try to record ourselves so we know the timing, especially for part 2. So we can estimate like how long is our talk and when we should end. And then, yeah, actually you have a good way there, because my tips here is you need to speak at a considerably great length. It means you have to talk enough in 2 minutes. So you have a high chance to get high score. If you speak less than 1 minute, automatically your score will be reduced. But of course, also don't talk too long. And especially for part 1, question and answer. So if, for example, the examiner asks you, do you work or do you study? Even if it is just yes no question, you need to elaborate and like at least three sentence question. Do you work or do you study? And you will answer, I'm a teacher. And then you stop, or I work or I study, and no further information, you will not get high score. You need to explain further, like, okay, I'm a teacher at LIA. I have been teaching for like 10 years, and I teach English for young children and also TOEFL classes. So at least 3 sentences, but don't talk too long. If you talk too long, the examiner will stop you. So because you need to use a variety of words, don't use the same word again and again. So there's actually a trick to do this. I suggest you go to LIA and learn how to practice speaking with LIA teacher. So there are actually ways to avoid repetition. And also hesitation and pauses, just like naturally when we talk, we sometimes pause, like, but don't pause too much, like too much. So try to minimize that, and so you really need to practice about this. One of suggestion that is given by my IELTS teachers that time was we make script. So we try to make script, yeah, just like what we are going to talk. And in part 2 it must be structured. So there is a beginning, how you start. So you just don't exactly say it is a watch, it is a blah. No, there is like an introduction. Okay, today I'm going to talk about the most memorable gift that have ever given to me. It was, and then you describe what it is. And also at the end of your talk, you will give like some kind of comment about the talk. So then you will reach 2 minutes time. Okay. And then again, clear pronunciation have to be British, but as long as it is clear. Okay, variety of vocabulary, as I mentioned earlier, to avoid repetition. And grammar. Try to use like if clause, for example. So instead of using simple sentence, try to use a high level grammar to get your speaking high. Okay, the last part, fact or fiction. In speaking part 2, okay, especially sometimes we get the task that we don't really experience. So it is okay to make it up. So you don't have to tell the truth. So if you have a talent in telling lies or in making up story, so this is your chance. That's very true. So you don't have to tell the truth. The examiner will not know you lie or you tell the truth. He or she only wants to know the way you speak. So you see, or he will only score the words that you use, the grammar, and also the way you explain it. So the content doesn't matter at all. Okay. So it's up to you. You may choose to tell the truth or tell lies. Okay, we come finally to the conclusion. Okay, it's now it's 1:15 in Melbourne. Okay, it's almost afternoon. And then as a concluding remark, I would just give some reminder that in doing IELTS, again, at least you must have 6 Of course, overall band must be 6.5. But for example, you have 7 for speaking, 7 for reading, 7 for listening, but you have you have 5 for writing. I don't think you will get accepted because university usually require at least, how much, Danny? 6.5 for writing? Again, it depends on university. Check
yes,
your
it depends.
university.
6 or 6.5. And also, if you check the QS World Ranking, it depends on the rank of the university. Higher rank of university demands higher overall band. So normally it's 6.5, ma'am. But there are some universities that require 7.
Yep.
Hello, Bumila, we cannot. Oh, okay.
Okay. It's kind of disconnect again. So yeah. So try, my suggestion, try to work on the area that you are still weak at. Okay, if you are good at speaking but you are weak at writing, try to improve your writing. So which area that you are still weak at, that's the area that you should focus on. Or if you think that you are still weak at those 4 areas, okay, go to LIA and study IELTS. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, as a final part here, I'm just gonna show you. This is what English like and what IELTS like. If English said goes like you, IELTS will serve female individuals such as you. You will get high score if you can write like that. And then That's the way English say we don't talk anymore. And IELTS will use a more sophisticated word. So it becomes longer and more words to write or to say. And here, Taylor Swift. Okay, good. And then this is what IELTS looks like. So I try to learn academic vocabulary. My suggestion, read more, do extensive reading and extensive listening, watch movies, watch YouTube talk show, and read academic text, maybe one day, one text to improve your reading skill. And just what Yasmin suggests about writing diary. So yeah, there's no other keywords but keep practicing. All right. I think that's pretty much from me. Sorry for the inconvenience or the connection and on off. So I think that's the end of my presentation, and I would be happy to answer any questions if I can answer it. If not, maybe I will ask Google to find the answer. Thank you, Danny.
Okay. Thank you very much for your valuable tips and tricks, ma'am. I'm sure it will be valuable also for me because perhaps I need to take another IELTS test later. And then our team in LIA, our Zoominar team, who has already gathered some questions from the participants regarding the IELTS test. But before that, maybe it is recommended for you to activate your video. Activate your video because we are going to have a virtual photo session. So for the others, activate your video and maybe you can do a little touch up. I don't know. Yes, yes, Karatna, yes, Kaneli, yes. Very nice.
Ya, besok siapa aja
Yes.
sama nomor teleponnya ya.
Activate your video and make sure your audio is on mute. Just a second. Okay. I'll give you 30 seconds to do a touch up. I don't know. Get your makeup kit. Do a 30-second challenge. I don't know. Or fix your veil like Karatna did, or you can move to a more Instagrammable background. I don't know. You can go. Just make sure you don't go to somewhere really dark. I don't want your picture to be more like what my wife usually say, praktek perdukunan. If you have dark background, it will look really scary. Trust me. Or it is recommended if you have the background of today's Zoominar, it will be much valuable. Okay, so 10 seconds. Are you ready, Miss Nira? Oh, okay. So yes, we're ready. Okay, so for the Miss Whitney will take the picture. I don't have to do touch up, but I'm sure I need to hold my breath long enough to make myself look better. Okay, so Miss Whitney will take the picture now. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, say cheese. Oh no. Okay, I need to check again. 3, 2, 1, say cheese. And then the last one, I need to make sure that everyone is ready. Maybe you forgot your glasses, or maybe there are some rice next to your mouth. I don't know. Perhaps you're watching this while eating breakfast. I don't know. Okay, so let's go. Some puzzled faces, but let's get ready. I'll count from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cheese. Okay, so that one. Thank you very much. Okay, so now I will show the shared screen on the question has already gathered by the LIA Zoominar team. So while we are waiting for the team to share the screen, yes. Okay, so here are the questions and answers. Okay, the question and answer session. Look at the bird. Look at the bird. Burung apa tuh, Bang? Burung puyuh. Yay. Yes, okay, so this is the first question. Can we say that the task in writing section we have to write is an exposition essay, ma'am? Question asked by Mr. Agus Irawan. Yes, Bunila,
Okay.
maybe you can
Can you
start
hear me?
answering for the... Yes, now. Yes, we can hear your voice.
Yeah,
loud
thank
and
you for
clear
the
now.
question. Yes, it's an exposition essay. Yes. Yeah, part of exposition essay. Yeah. My answer is yes.
Your
Okay,
answer is
next.
yes. If you answer yes, you will not get a high band of score, man. Come on.
Yeah, I know. I'm not well prepared this time.
Okay, so let's move on to the next section.
Yeah, exposition argument.
Question.
Or should I elaborate? It could be argumentative essay as well. Okay.
Okay, so this is the next session for the next question from Mr. Fitra Ramadhani. What is the first thing to do to get high IELTS score? Hit the book or listen to the seniors' experience? I really don't recommend you hit yourself with a book. No.
Yeah, or hit your senior.
Hit your senior with a book. Oh no. Yes, ma'am.
The first thing to get high IELTS score, it could be both. Okay, if you just listen, I would suggest you practice, yeah, okay, because if you just listen and you don't practice yourself, I don't think you would be able to. Okay. So,
and also
not just listen to straight answer.
Not just listen to the senior or just hit the books. Because I remember myself, I just learn IELTS and I don't hear the suggestion from the other test takers. For example, there are actually some recommended places to study IELTS, but those places are not really recommended to take the IELTS test because my experience was the native speaker was using Australian accent. It's quite difficult for me to understand. And also there are some suggestions from seniors, for example, for the writing task, it is recommended to do task 2 first and then you do task 1. So that was actually valuable for me. And then there are some.
Yeah, we listen to senior experience. I mean, we try to like ask them to share. Yeah, it's also a good way. Like, what kind of tips? But tips doesn't always work for the same for everyone, right?
Yes, that's right. True. That's true. Okay.
So
let's
what works for me
see.
maybe doesn't work for you. So you really need to your own way of studying. Yeah.
And then maybe we can have the next question, please. We still have some time. Look at the birdie. Oh no. Yes, this is question number 3. In listening and reading, in writing the answers, how wrong our answers are right? It's from Mr. Eri Herman.
Okay. What do you mean by how wrong our answer? Wait, let me try to understand what you mean. Is it like, how can we know? Danny, can you help me to?
I'm trying to comprehend myself. In listening and reading, how wrong our
and maybe we make sure our
how
writing is wrong or right. Okay.
How acceptable it is to be considered correct.
Yeah, okay, maybe like this. So when you write your answer on the answer sheet, our answer will mark as wrong if it is spelled incorrectly. So that's why spelling is very important. Even this, what is it? The plural, if you miss the S, so only one letter, then the examiner will cross it out, so it will mark as wrong. So really pay attention to spelling, and also based on the instruction set, no more than 3 words, or sometimes even minimum 2 words. So follow that instruction. If you don't follow the instruction, then your answer is wrong. I think that's what I can answer from this. And okay, what else?
And I want to make sure. Was it possible to answer to fill in all the blanks, or was there any minus point for answer incorrectly, ma'am?
Oh, no, there's no minus answer. Okay, for listening and reading, there are 40 questions, right? If it is wrong, let's say we got like only half of them correct. So 20 correct, 20 wrong. And then we will be scored based on our correct answer. There is no minus. There is no minus. So only based on the correct answer. And there will be like a rubric, like in TOEFL, like if you get 20 correct and your score is this. So if I'm not mistaken, to get IELTS reading and listening for 6.5, at least you must have 23 correct number. If I'm not mistaken, I have to check again the table, because there is like confession table for how many correct answer that you will get certain point. Okay, I hope that answers your questions.
So we have six questions from the participants, and also our team in LIA Zoominar has already prepared another quizzes after this. It's a trivia of IELTS, so maybe you can review again, for example, how many questions are there in the listening and reading section, and so on. So there will be 20 questions, and I will share the link again here later. So anyway, so let's move on to the question number 4, 5, and 6 to be answered by Bu Mila. Yes, please, number 4, please.
Okay, so what skill that we need to prioritize? You are, oops, I got the question. I think it is yourself that know which area you are still weak at. So maybe Danny is good at speaking, but not good in writing, for example, strengths and weaknesses. So that's the skill that you need to prioritize. Yes, I'm not good at speaking. I have to, so it's like, my score in speaking only 7, but others like can reach like 7.45 or 8. So that's the maximum score that I have ever got. But for reading, I have ever got 8.5. So it's like incorrect answer. That's my strength, and then because I feel that's and we get back to each other. That's the way we improve speaking. Yeah, again, it depends on what you feel that you are weak at, because you must at least achieve minimum 6 for each band. Yeah, it again depends on your university requirement.
Okay, so let's move on to the next.
IELTS, I think I have answered in previous questions, or there is a confession table to count your score. So between 23 to 25, that's score 6.5, and then between 30 and something. So there is a minimum conversion score for each table, for each correct answer. And for reading and listening, for writing and speaking, there is a rubric, like for band 7, for band 6 or 6.5, there is like a guidance for the examiner to score your answers. Can you hear me clearly now? Thank you for the questions.
Okay, so let's move on to question number 5. How much time that will be given for IELTS test?
Okay, 2.5. Listening, reading, and writing. Yeah, listening approximately half hour, writing 60 minutes, and reading 60 minutes, 2.5. And for speaking, 50 minutes.
And for some places,
Maximum.
they will. And for some places, they usually, some of them will hold the IELTS test in 2 days. And there are also places that will hold in 1 day. For example, the one that I had in Surabaya was finished in one whole day. So I stayed there since morning 7:30, and I returned home after Ashar. So so they finish everything in 1 day.
Depends on the number of test taker. So if there are a lot of test taker, then they will have likes. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Next question, number 6. What is the difference between TOEFL and IELTS test from Miss Ratnawahyu? So what do you think, ma'am? TOEFL and IELTS.
The difference, I think in scoring, in score, that I have mentioned or explained previously, and the use, TOEFL mostly used for if you want to enter university in United States or in Indonesia, mostly they only require TOEFL. But if you want to go to universities in Europe or in Australia, they will require IELTS. And then other differences, TOEFL is developed in United States in Princeton University, and IELTS is developed by a team of language specialists from UK and then from Australia, New Zealand, so combination of several countries. So if you see that there's a British Council and then Cambridge University, so that's why in IELTS they sound more British and TOEFL is American. I think that's what I can answer. You want to add, Dani?
So basically, the same test ya?
Sorry?
Basically, the testnya itu same. It's the same test basically.
Yeah, standardized test.
Standardized, but if I can add, we cannot, for example, before taking IELTS test, I was quite confident with my IELTS test because, okay, so I got 600 plus for my TOEFL. Okay, so this IELTS will be very easy. Well, it turns out now the strategies are different, and then of course IELTS, they have speaking, so it's really subjective, and also writing, which is also subjective. That's number 2. And also, if you don't prepare much time preparing for the IELTS, you will be in trouble. Because my experience, I took 2 IELTS tests. My first one was 6.5, while the university that I am aiming needs 7, so I need to retake another test. So that's why what I already mentioned in the testimony video at the beginning, invest your time on practicing IELTS, take IELTS class, for example, in LIA, because it's not as easy as TOEFL test, I think. TOEFL tests, usually you can practice alone, while IELTS, there are strategies, and then there are also experience from others, and also there are lots of factors that will consider your score. I think that's what I can add for the difference between TOEFL and IELTS test.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
we have no worries. So we have the last one, 7. My favorite number, 7. We have the last question. It said there will be 7, I suppose. Okay, so how can you improve your task 1 writing? Okay, so how can you improve your task 1 writing English, ma'am? Okay. I'll see if Bumila is still here. She's still here. Okay, Bumila?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, writing task one is
yes, yes.
more challenging. So what I would suggest is learn the basic vocabulary related with graphs. So it's like how we describe the trend, such as decrease, increase, try to improve the type of vocabulary. So besides increase, what else? Perhaps rise, and then because we have to describe the trend, the comparison. So decrease, increase, what else? And then also use what is it? Comparative adjective. So write graphs. I think that's what I would suggest to improve writing task one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I would say that it is much more challenging than task two, but it lots of example. I think you can find a lot in the internet. The example of or the way they write task one. But of course, we need to practice also because we need to write based on the allocated time, and that's challenging because the thinking time usually takes more than the writing. So, you want to share your experience, Danny, in doing writing task one? Is it the last question?
I think yes, it's the last question. And what I can add from the writing task is I think it's the most challenging, other than all, because the writing task you have limited time. You have to write using pencil, and then sometimes you have to erase, and everything. And for the task one, it's also because there are lots of types of task one. We have that was already mentioned by Bumila, the pie chart, bar chart, and then other comparison, and then we have to have lots of vocabularies. We cannot just say advantages and disadvantages. We have to provide lots of for example, use lots of passive voice. I think that is one of the strategy that I know. If you can do passive voice well, it can help you a lot on the writing task. Because it's an example of complex sentence. I think that's what I can add, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, I think that's all. I'm sorry, I have to run after this. I've got an appointment. So if you want to contact me, okay, Leah has my contact number. So thank you for the participant and for your patience who are listening to me, because the technical matters maybe influence my presentation. So I do apologize for the inconvenience. Thank you so much, Leah, for organizing this, and thank you, moderator. Thank you, Pak Maladi and Ibu Shana. So I'm always happy that every year I get involved in.
Yes, we would like to thank you too, ma'am.
Event. Okay, back to moderator. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Okay, so thank you very much again, Ms. Rahmila Murtiana, for the valuable tips and tricks. And then if you are interested in asking more questions, as Bumila already mentioned, you can contact us. And if you want to take IELTS class, you can also contact us. There will be a 15% discount if you register for all the participants in this Zoominar, and there will be no registration fee. So that's a huge bargain.
Okay, so in addition, also on the behalf of LIA Zoominar team, we would like to thank you to all the participants willing to come to the LIA Zoominar on IELTS tips and tricks. And also for your certificate, e-certificate will be sent to your email. So check your email after this. And also, there will be a link to quizzes. So these quizzes will work the same like the first quizzes, but this time, instead of giving tenses questions about tenses, this will be a trivia about how well you know on what is it? IELTS, for example. I don't know, maybe what does IELTS stand for or something like that. So I'll share the link to your screen now. So here you go. So join the quizzes and see how well you know about IELTS. There, I'm going to wait just like the previous one. So there will be, I will wait for at least 7 to join. Okay. So the question will be about IELTS. So I have 2 so far, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay, let's start. Everyone's excited. Stay on your browser and don't open your Zoom now. This time it's going to be a lot harder because I set the timer into 20 seconds, not 30 seconds.
excellent place. And then lead the way. LIA, the excellent place, the real window to open the world. LIA, where we can fly above so high to reach the sky. A leading learning institution in Indonesia, dedicated to quality education. LIA, the excellent place, the real window to open the world. LIA, where we can fly. LIA, the excellent place, the real window to open the world. LIA, where we can fly above so high to reach the sky. A leading learning institution in Indonesia, dedicated to quality education.
Okay, so we are waiting for. I'll give you how long? 3 minutes. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to finish this one, and we're going to see who will top who will be top in the quizzes on IELTS trivia. Right now, I have RN. I don't know who that is. So we're going to contact you, or you can contact us in the WhatsApp group. And then we have Kesuma Anugrahayanti for the second, and Siti Rahmatiara Des. But we still have 2 minutes, so maybe your position is not safe enough. So we're going to wait for the others. The other can still finish and show this. I'll show the score. If you have finished, you can check the Zoom. I have already shown the rank so far. Ya, nggak muncul internetnya bermasalah. Okay. So, now this is the end of the IELTS Zoominar on tips and tricks on the behalf of LIA Zoominar team. I would like to say thank you for everyone who's coming. Check your email for the certificate, for the e-certificate. Also, if you would like to join LIA IELTS class or other classes, for example, TOEFL. Okay, I don't want to take IELTS, I want to take TOEFL class. You can contact us in LIA, and you can join us to the TOEFL class or general English class. But for the IELTS class, there will be a 15% discount for the participants, and it will be added no registration fee for you to take the IELTS class, IELTS preparation class in LIA. Okay, so I think that's all from us. Thank you very much, and we will see you again, hopefully, on the other Zoominar. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon. Bye bye, everyone.